conference play victory. This could be a big turning point for the latter half of the season. You know, this is a team that no one's been able to take down so far. It just brings a whole different sense of belief for this Middle Tennessee team.
Tepe on base for the second time. This time a leadoff single off of Paige Bachman.
Yeah, just finds the gap. Again, balls are finding those gaps today. They're being hit hard and well. So another great piece, great body of work just to get on base and create more opportunities for your team.
This MTSU team already with one ranked win this season, defeating number 19 Mississippi State back on March the 12th. It was the program's first ranked win since 2023 in that Tuscaloosa Regional.
And when you look at the people that they've brought in this season, they have the pieces to be an elite conference contender like they have been in the past. So when you see them performing well like this on a big stage, it helps.
This could be a double play. It is 6-4 to 3, and Bachman picks up a couple of quick outs here in the fourth.
Very much needed double play. Some great defensive work there by Liberty. I mean, the quick feed, the nice throw. Brooke Roberts with the stretch. She's been a great first baseman this season.
I think she makes any stretch over at first base look good, right, Annie?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I was here the other week for the splits that she pulled off.
That viral play that went all over social media. Macy Harder at the plate has worked a couple of walks. And that's such a luxury to have a good defensive first baseman there that can pick up outs like that one we just saw a moment ago.
Yeah, because Coach Richardson told us the splits were flashy, they were awesome, but it's about so much more than that. You know, she hasn't been a first baseman for that long. You know, she made the switch with Liberty, but they said she is the best first baseman that she's come across. That's what Coach Fagan said about coaching Brooke throughout this process. You know, it's the way that she handles balls, the picks she can make. There's so many different elements to being a first baseman, even the leadership qualities, you know, being that person, that vet on the field that people can rely on. So yeah, the flexibility helps. The stretch is awesome, the length you can get, but there's so much else that comes into play.
3-1 called a strike. I always said I played baseball back in high school, and I think first base was probably my first or favorite position that I ever played, because you're always involved in the action.
Oh yeah, you're always on your toes. I played first for quite a bit too. And my favorite plays, honestly, like sometimes I would be standing there, and I'd be like, I hope they throw a short ball to me. I hope I can get the one hopper real quick. Because, you know, it's what keeps you invested. You know, the throw right to your chest is a little bit boring sometimes. You want to be able to show off.
Annie, I got to say, I was standing next to you in the open today, and I didn't realize how tall you were. You and I work together all the time, but you're a lot taller than I thought.
I know, I have the length. I shouldn't have given up the game of softball.
Yeah, maybe you could have been down on the field instead of up here, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'd be all over it.
Now we're just washed up former players.
Mm-hmm. But still so fun to watch this team. Watch both these teams. I mean, gosh, what Middle Tennessee is trying to do today. They've been so effective at the plate.
Jana Want at the plate had the big 3-run home run back in the third inning to break this game open. Then Blevins added on a 2-run shot of her own to make it 5-0.
With that home run differential, you know, 45 right now, but, you know, she had 42 last season in the entirety of the year. So just the way she's outperformed herself is crazy.
She'll line that one into the gap in left center field, makes the turn at first. And a leadoff double here for Rachel Roop.
And that's what they need, you know. You need to just get that runner on base, no outs. Set up Brooke Roberts for a potential opportunity here, but Rachel Roop, she's done this all season long for this Lady Flames team. She strives perfection, even though she knows that it's an impossible thing to attain, but her coach tells us that's what she's always pushing for. She has a really high standard for herself.
Just the second base runner in scoring position today for this vaunted Flames offense against Layla Amon. She has been spectacular. Just 35 pitches so far here in this fourth inning. That one will stay up. Roberts fouls out to first, and Roop has to stay put at second.
Yeah, that one's a killer. You can see Roberts hang her head as she heads back to the dugout, a little bit upset with herself for biting on that pitch. But again, Amon, I mean, when you have that confidence, you know you can get any batter. You've done it so far today. Just got to keep this thing going.
And she has been so efficient. Just a 7-pitch first inning, 12 pitches in the second, 13 in the third. And there are not many pitchers that have been able to say that when facing the Flames this season.
Yeah, freshman pitcher at that. I mean, she's been so incredible today and so focused.
And gets the soft pop-up in the infield there. Pendergrast in for out number 2, and Rachel Roop has not moved from second after the leadoff double.
Yeah, just the execution with the movement on her pitches has been on point. And Liberty batters probably getting frustrated because you know you have that batter at second base. You want to be the one who brings her home and gets a rally started for your team.
Maya Byram at the plate. A nice sacrifice bunt back in the second inning at that point to get Britton McManus to third base with just 1 out, but the Flames were not able to cash in. Similar spot here with 2 outs. Called a strike on the inside corner. That inside corner's been a lot more friendly than the outside corner to pitchers.
Yeah, that's what we've seen so far today. We've seen a little bit of frustration from the Liberty batters, but you know, at this point, you know that they're loving that inside corner today.
Oh, what a play at third. Want is having a day. The easy throw to first, and MTSU works in and out of trouble again. Jana Want makes a sparkler at third, and MTSU maintains the 5-0 edge as we head to the 5th.
Mark your calendars.
Absolutely.
This is the NIL era.
Yeah, she's got the physical tools.
Might be a little tall.
Might be a little tall, but you know what? You can work with that.
MTSU doing everything right so far, up 5-0 after the 5-run third inning. Trying to hand Liberty their first loss in Conference USA play this season. 11-0 coming into today, tied for the second longest winning streak to begin a Conference USA season. The 1-2 from Bachman. Misses low. Bachman doing a nice job last inning to restore some order to this game. Got a nice play from her defense, a double play to pick up a couple of outs. And that one will miss the corner.
Yeah, this whole team's starting to show a little bit of displeasure for the way the pitches are being called right now.
And now a walk issued here to Bachman. MTSU has had the leadoff base runner on now in the last 4 innings, and that's a recipe to success. And if you're their head coach, Jeff Breeden, you have to be extremely pleased with how this team has come out and mentally approached this game against Liberty today.
Yeah, and I mean, we've talked about it before. So many of their losses this season have been by extremely close margins. So they're getting batters on base, they're working, and they're executing. But, you know, their head coach saying we just haven't been great finishers. Well, I mean, you don't really have to be a great finisher if you're going to get up 5-0 in the third. Now it's about sustaining that lead that you've got. But when you're getting batters on base, that's all it's going to take. I mean, you can't win a game without getting runners on base, and they've been doing that consistently in this game against an opponent that, like you said, Noah, they're the team that everyone wants to beat right now.
The shortstop, Lily Pendergrast, coming in as the pinch runner for the DP. She was the flex, so you're allowed to make that substitution every time that Garcia reaches first base. First pitch strike to Lexi Medlock, who reached back in the third inning and then would score on the Blevins home run, who currently looms on deck.
Yeah, the way this Middle Tennessee team has attacked today, it's fun to watch because, you know, their head coach, he was telling us he had a football background. He coached a lot of different sports, but primarily he was a football guy. And then when he decided to kind of become the softball coach, he said he loves coaching this sport, and then he also kind of likes to carry that football mentality over into the game of softball. He says, you know, this team is so tough. They're a lot tougher than people give them credit for.
Bachman picks up the strikeout, her second of the afternoon.
There you go, and that's what you need if you're Paige Bachman.
Yeah, and it was interesting. He talked to us about just the rigor of their practices and how they practice. And he said it's a challenging practice, but ultimately it's making these young women better as they get down to the stretch of the season. Grounded to short. Byram over to second. They get the lead runner as Blevins reaches on the fielder's choice.
Up next for Middle Tennessee, number 4, Ava Brooks.
So 2 outs in the inning now as Ava Brooks steps to the plate. She has been a thorn in the side of Flames pitchers so far today, has reached both times a walk and a double. The double was the first batter that Paige Bachman faced when she entered this game in relief of Kaylin Yoder. Starts her off with a first pitch strike.
Yeah, but 2 outs now for Paige Bachman. The confidence is back in her possession, and she's approached the game in a good way since she's come in.
Bachman's sole job coming into this game was to restore order, try to throw up a couple of zeros, and hope that this Flames offense can get going.
Yeah, it's never an easy situation entering the game in relief. But there she goes.
Second strikeout of the inning. And Paige Bachman.
MTSU, when they get the opportunity, you see them elevate their game, and they're standing up with some of the top programs in the nation. It's a fun thing to watch if you're a fan of a mid-major conference. But like you said, I mean, a lot of conference dominance for Middle Tennessee in the past. Liberty comes in, they take the crown, so it's a fun battle to see here this weekend.
Also thought it was interesting too, this has not been a league where you have historically just seen one team dominate over the course of years. You saw 4 different teams have won the CUSA tournament title over the last 4 seasons, and teams like New Mexico State, I think, are in the running this year. FIU's having a really nice season. It will be interesting to see what happens in a few weeks at the Conference USA Softball Championships.
That's what keeps it fun, Noah. That's what keeps you on the edge of your seat heading into tournament time. You know, if Middle Tennessee's able to come away with this game, knowing that, hey, Liberty's had an incredible conference season, but they can be beaten by anyone at any given time.
That one called a strike on the upper reaches of the zone. Madry was looking to pitch the bat. Liberty batters have not been pleased with the strike zone today. The 3-1 from Amon. Madry showed the bunt. She was in the batter's box when that one hit her, so it will be deemed a foul ball. I don't know about you, Annie, but what Layla Amon has been able to do out in the circle today, she has shown so much poise against a really good Flames offense.
Yeah, so much poise. I mean, you haven't seen any hint of overthinking, of being unsure of herself, and it's because of that incredibly strong start that she had. I mean, that first inning was so quick.
Madry, another sharp grounder to second. And Amon continues to mow down the Flames. She was the starting pitcher in their last win against a ranked team. Went 7 innings, gave up just 2 earned runs against 19th ranked Mississippi State to earn the win. So this is a name that Conference USA fans are going to probably want to get to know in the years ahead.
Oh yeah, and I think it's going to be interesting to see throughout the course of the weekend what the rest of this Middle Tennessee pitching staff will bring against this Liberty lineup, because, you know, their head coach telling us we've been a lot more consistent in the past few weeks. You know, before, early on the season, it was a little bit of a roller coaster. You know, if you have a bad inning, it would carry over, it would all kind of build up into a bad game, but he's seen them level out, be more calm as a pitching staff, as a whole department. So you see the incredible performance from Layla Amon today. Gotta wonder, can someone step up, do the same thing tomorrow for that doubleheader?
And you kind of touched on it earlier, because Amon, a really minuscule pitch count so far, just 50 pitches working here in the 5th inning. If she's able to get through this game efficiently, suddenly now you can bring her back for another game this weekend. You probably already expected to do that, but maybe you could even use her in that middle game if you needed to in a tight spot.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, with the low pitch count today, it totally leaves the door open. And I'm sure with the way that she feels after, if she does get a win, if she keeps this performance up the rest of this game, she's going to be wanting to get another shot against this Liberty lineup, because she feels like she owns them. Like, she can execute to her highest ability, and she wants to be out there.
1-2, sky high pop up into shallow right field. Edgman on her horse comes in to make the catch for out number 2.
Again, just not incredible contact, not the kind of contact that I know that Paige Dorr is looking for. Really, Rachel Roop's ball over there to left center, that was probably the only truly hard hit ball we've had all game.
Maybe the leadoff hit there from Savannah Woodard out to right field, but I think you're spot on there. There have not been a lot of good contact for these Flames hitters off of Amon today. Working to Savannah Jesse, who grounded out to short back in the 3rd inning. Flames have had just one batter reach in the last 3 innings. Jesse, though, ahead in the count, 2-0 here.
Uncharacteristic, of course, for this Liberty lineup. It's interesting to see them have to try to make these in-game adjustments and fight through adversity right now.
Grounded to 3rd, Want across the diamond.
Your highest level as you head in to the postseason. This is a team that's obviously looking to make a run to a super regional, to a World Series. That's what their focus has been on since day one. And she's a pitcher that brings a lot to the table. So
one to Amon misses downstairs.
Yeah, so it'll just be great to have, Paige Bachman not only operating her best mechanically and executing her pitches, but feeling her best mentally and confidence-wise.
Amon cuts through that one, struck out swinging off of Bachman. She was just the 2nd batter that Bachman faced in this game. And I think, Annie, it's a great point, because Kaylin Yoder has been so good this year for Liberty. You'll see Elena Escobar most likely this weekend. That one's going to be foul. But if you get Bachman going here, suddenly now you have 3 starting pitchers that you can really trust. And when you get to those regionals, if you lose that first game, it really gives you some confidence knowing that you've got some good pitching depth.
Oh, absolutely. And Coach Richardson coming into the season saying that this is the best pitching staff that she's had since she's been with Liberty, the best pitching staff this program has ever seen.
Amon hit that one off her foot, another foul ball.
So you have a great pitching staff, a deep pitching staff. Now the question is, can we all have them operating on their highest level when we need it? Because that's what's going to give you a great postseason run.
Yeah, and I think that has been something that maybe has been overshadowed a little bit with how good Liberty's offense has been, but we have seen some undulation from that pitching staff at times this year.
Yeah, and learning how to work through it. At the end of the day, you're most likely not going to go through a season winning every single conference game. Something's got to give at some point. So going through games like this where, hey, we gotta work through this adversity. We have to find a way to produce at the plate. We have to quiet things defensively. These are the kind of experiences that are going to help you in the long run.
There's the 1-2 from Bachman. That one had some mustard on it, bounces it in the dirt. Flames coming off of a loss in the midweek to Virginia Tech. 11th ranked Hokies winning that game 6-0 over in Blacksburg. The 2-2. Amon grounds to short. Bynum across the diamond in time for out number 1.
Yeah, another good play there from Brooke Roberts. Finding a way to not only stretch to reach the ball, but also get her arm up high and bring that one down.
And that was Byram at short. I'm going to blame it on my bad handwriting in my scorebook, right?
Oh, yeah, Noah. I've read some papers you've passed across the table.
Yeah, hard to read. You know who has the worst handwriting, though, is our producer, Rhett.
Oh, Rhett. I'm trying to, you know what? I think you're right. I think you're right. I think I got a piece of paper from him once. Could not tell you the information.
But he does everything else well.
Yeah.
Makes us look good up
That's
here.
why we have laptops. That's why laptops are a thing, you know?
Yeah, then you can send the email and you can't mess up the handwriting.
Can't mess it up at all.
I send a lot of emails. Tepe has been a tough code for Liberty pitchers to crack. Bachman evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. She has reached in both of her plate appearances, was hit by a pitch in the 3rd, singled back in the 4th. The 2-2, way outside. Bachman looking for another quick inning here. Just hoping that this Liberty offense awakens. That'll miss the corner, and even Tepe looked a bit surprised there, but sprints down to first base. She's been on base all 3 times today, and now the lineup turns over for Addie Edgman.
Hey, you talk about wanting to have a quick inning. You want to have Paige Bachman for the rest of this weekend as well. So making sure that keeping these innings short, sure adds a little bit more frustration when she...
Edgman hammers it to left field. Tepe able only to advance to second, and now runners on first and second with 1 out here in the 6th.
For Middle Tennessee, number 5, Macy Carter.
Yeah, just over the head of Crane there. Finds a good gap once again, another way to get on base. Their approach at the plate has really impressed me today.
Yeah, we've just seen so many times today where these MTSU hitters have not tried to do too much. They've just done what the pitcher has given them, and it really has paid off in helping not only get some runs across, but elevate the pitch counts of these Flames pitchers.
Yeah, I mean, you know that what you're trying to do is just get the ball in play and hit it hard. They've been selective to a point where they've waited for the good pitch, and they've made these Liberty pitchers, you know, work really hard to get someone out or get them to at least make contact with the ball. They've been pushing them to 3-2, 3-1, 1-2 counts a lot, and, you know, fighting. So again, that's just going to wear your pitcher out a little bit in the long run, and they've done a good job. And when they have swung at the ball, they've executed well.
Yeah, I mean, to further your point there, the first 2 batters in this inning seeing a combined 13 pitches, and those were both batters that Bachman got ahead in the count early on, but able to continue to battle until they were able to make something happen. In steps Macy Harder. He's been on base by way of the walk all 3 times in this game. Takes a healthy cut that time. Came in with a 4-game hitting streak. Lays down the bunt, it skips foul. Jesse fired a strike down to first
Yeah, that
base.
was a great play.
Now if you're Bachman here, ahead in the count 0-2, plenty of places you can go. Flames at double play depth in the infield. The 0-2 misses inside. Harder was diving out over the plate. Bachman could use a strikeout here.
They just keep her working. And no, also, I mean, 82 degrees out today. It's the hottest day we've had in Virginia so far since the winter. So it's not easy staying out there. Gotta be drinking a lot of water when you're in the dugout.
That's why it's so hot up here in the booth.
Oh, yeah.
Got the windows open. Starting to feel like spring here a little bit. The grass getting a little bit greener in the outfield. The trees are blooming.
I know, it's a great feeling until I look down at Savannah Jessie taking off her catcher's helmet and I see her rosy cheeks, and I'm like, man, it's not great for all of us.
The 1-2 from Bachman. Woodard scoops it up, goes to first for the second out of the inning as both runners advance. So now the baton passed to Jana Want, who the Flames have struggled with today. A big 3-run home run broke this game open back in the third inning. She bats with a couple of runners in scoring position here. Want has to be one of the leading contenders for Conference USA Freshman of the Year with these numbers. 381 now, 7 home runs on the year. And we mentioned our producer, Rhett, too. She's from Canada. I know he likes that.
Yes, absolutely.
Good Canadian, eh?
I mean, she's just so mature at the plate.
Want powers that one into left field. It's off the scoreboard. Have yourself a day, Jana Want. And MTSU leads by 8 here in the 6th inning.
Day from his batting staff, his pitching staff. He's got to be so pleased right now.
And all that coming after a nice 8-hour bus ride yesterday from Murfreesboro here to Lynchburg. 2-0. Garcia, who re-enters, swings through that offering. She's been on base all 3 times today, a single and a pair of walks.
These MTSU fans travel well, too. I mean, there's a good amount of blue in the stands today, Noah.
It is a rabid fan base. Annie, you and I just got done doing the Conference USA Women's Basketball Championships, and we saw those MTSU fans travel well for that.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, and yeah, that was in Alabama, a little bit closer than Lynchburg, Virginia right here, but still.
Probably picking up some frequent flyer miles at this point.
Oh, yeah. You get the miles, you get to watch your team perform this way against Conference USA's top dog. I mean, sign me up.
Not a bad Friday. The 3-2. Hammer to left, and that one finds the gap. Garcia on board for a 4th time, and Bachman's not missing any MTSU bats in this inning.
Just excellent contact there. Just sends a searing drive over Paige Doerr's head. You know, excellence breeds excellence. Great at bats breed great at bats. So this team is just feeding off everyone's energy right now. But for Paige Bachman, not the kind of inning she wanted to have. She started off strong, but
swinging there, grounded up the middle, and Byram can't hang on. And now runners on 1st and 2nd here for MTSU, and Ansley Blevins, who hit the big home run earlier, coming to the plate.
Yeah, that ball just takes a weird hop on her. Gets maybe looking to make the transition to second a little bit too quickly, not exactly tracking the ball all the way into her glove.
Blevins attacking the first pitch and lines it to left field. Dorr makes the catch for the final out of the inning, but MTSU, that's some much needed breathing room. Another big 3-run home run from one Jana Want, who's having a day. And here to the plate, this is Alyssa Hinault batting in place of Rachel Crane down in the 9-hole.
And she's been really effective this season when she's come in to pinch hit. So hoping to just bring a little bit of life, be that spark plug to get Liberty back into this game.
Hinault, the reigning CAA Player of the Year from a season ago when she was at Campbell. Attacks that pitch and lines it down the right field line. It's fair. Hinault makes the turn, and Liberty with a leadoff double here as Hinault does her job off the bench.
And instantly turn.
2 previous occasions. Liberty today 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position as Savannah Woodard stares at a first pitch strike. Woodard coming in with a 7-game hitting streak. That's on the line right now. She's flown out twice loudly to right field. Woodard takes a bit off, lines it to center field. Hinault going station to station, and the Flames with a couple of hits here in the inning off of Amon, and now set up with runners on the corners.
Yeah, there she goes. Keeps that streak alive. Nice job by Savannah Woodard, just getting the bat on the ball there, getting that blooper to center.
It looks like that might induce some scurrying down in the MTSU bullpen here, because the Flames, this third time through the order, look like they had picked up something off of Amon. And Annie, I think the important part right now, if you're Liberty, is you just don't want to try to do too much. You're trailing by 8 here. You just need base runners, and you just want to try to work your way back into this game.
Yeah, you just got to get some runs in this inning to keep your chances alive. I mean, talking about 8 runs in 2 innings, not the biggest task in the world. It's not an unachievable task, I guess I should say, because Liberty's done things like that before. Obviously a huge margin. You haven't set yourself up for success in this game. It is an 8-0 deficit, so Middle Tennessee just trying to sustain what they've built. But, you know, if Liberty, if you figured something out, come on, now's the time to attack.
And a first pitch strike here to the ever dangerous Rachel Roop. Came into today, .423 hitter over her last 10 games, 3 home runs and 12 RBIs. 1 for 2 today with a double back in the 4th. Roop sends that one to right field. It's off the warning track. 1 run will score. Roop into second with a double, and Liberty finally on the board, and now with runners at second and third and still nobody out.
That consistency, just incredible to watch from Rachel Roop. Able to bring a run home, sustain this inning, and, you know, hopefully get a real rally going for this team. You know, you see head coach Dot Richardson talking to her batters and getting them pumped up, because, you know, that's 3 straight batters who have done effective things. You have no outs. You can seriously do some damage in this inning.
And the Flames are going to send another pinch hitter to the plate. This time it's Alexia Carrasquillo. The young freshman catcher has had a nice run of play lately and will bat here for Brooke Roberts in the 3-hole. The Flames threatening for more here in the 6th. Three consecutive hits off of Layla Amon to begin the inning. The Flames had had just 2 hits in their previous 5 innings.
And again, another pinch hitter that has been really effective when she's gotten the opportunity to step up to the plate. She's a freshman. She's very patient, very selective with her at-bats.
Dangerous pitch here to Carrasquillo. Was thinking about sending that one deep into the sky here in Lynchburg. .414 hitter in 11 games off the bench for Dot Richardson's side.
Yeah, I mean, it's a situation where it's like, hey, why not bring her in? It's been a game where we've been struggling to find what works for us, so bring some new pieces into the puzzle and hope that they can kickstart some life. And we saw from the top of the inning, it's worked so far.
I thought that one was a ball, but it appears to have been called a strike. So a 2-2 pitch upcoming here to Carrasquillo. Runners on second and third. The Flames with their first run in the inning a moment ago. Carrasquillo sends it to third and will beat it out. And the Flames will have the bases loaded. Want wasn't able to handle the hot shot to third.
Yeah, what a great at-bat from Carrasquillo. That ball is a little bit high on her, but she swings downward, able to get a ball hit hard enough that the third baseman Want not able to handle it. Now bases loaded. Liberty can create a lot here.
How long is the leash for Amon, who's been spectacular today, but in a world of trouble here in the 6th?
Yeah, it's a great question, Noah, because she's been so incredibly efficient all day long. Hasn't faced any kind of jam that resembles what she's seen right now So I think you got to let her work it out for the time being, but it can get dangerous pretty quick.
1-0 here to McManus. Popped up in the infield fly is called. The catch made by Brooks. First out of the inning. And if you're keeping score at home, that Carrasquillo ball to third base, they did rule an error there on Want. So 1 out now in the inning, and in steps Jemiah Byram. 0 for 1 today. You have to wonder if Savannah Watley is banged up for Liberty here. You thought this might be a spot where you would see Watley come into the lineup after Byram got the start.
Yeah, I mean, second highest batting average on your team. She's had a great first year with the Flames, so definitely some concern as to why she isn't in the lineup today. But I mean, you have to stay tuned with the doubleheader tomorrow. Hopefully see her back out there.
1-1 pitch to Byram, just off the corner. A big spot here for the sophomore out of Henderson, Kentucky. The Flames trying to get back into this game. Byram skies that one into center field. That's going to be deep enough to get a run in. Roop tags, and so does Wooder. The Flames out of run. Roop, though, retreated back to second. But Liberty with their second run of the game. It's 8-2.
Now you get the run home, so you can't be too upset with that, but at the same time hoping that Madry can get 1, if not 2, with this next at bat to put yourself in a good position heading into this last inning.
Madry shows the bunt, and normally I'd be all for the aggressiveness, but Annie, I think you bring up a great point there, because with Madry, who's one of your best hitters coming up, you don't want to risk Roop running into the final out of the inning at third.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd hate to leave a runner on third, and Madry, she can get on base in so many different ways, but in this situation, you kind of want more than to just get a runner on base. You have a bigger deficit than that.
Popped up in the in.
Curious to see what Oob can do in this inning, because again, against Longwood, she did struggle a bit. You know, Bachman had to come in relief of her, but her palette of pitches is, you know, it can be a lot of problem. It can bring a lot of problems for hitters. So you can see it already with those first 2 pitches. She's got up early.
0-2 pitch coming here for Oob. Weak contact, grounded to third. Hinault across the diamond in time for the first out. And not only does she have those multiple pitches, Annie, but she can throw each pitch at like 3 or 4 different speeds, it feels like.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, her scouting report must be one of the hardest ones to look at if you're a pitcher, because there's just so much she can do with the ball in her hand. It makes you think a lot. It makes you think so much if you're a hitter.
Amon back at the plate here. What a day it has been in the circle. Was able to work out of some trouble in that bottom of the 6th inning. At the plate, not as successful. 0 for 3 on the day with a couple of strikeouts. Soft grounder. Hinault in. And 2 quick outs here in the top of the 7th inning. If you're a Flames fan starting to look ahead, they will send the bottom 3 hitters to the plate in the bottom of the 7th inning. Dorr, Jesse, and Hinault.
Yeah, those bottom 3 still, you know, great weapons. They've performed so good so far this season. So again, it's all going to be about finding a way to get on base and then letting the top of that lineup go to work should you know, make a serious comeback in this game.
Rope down the left field line. Tepe really has had a nice day. She's been on base all 3 times, has scored twice. Those are the kind of days you feel good about. You get on the website after the game and you see that you filled up the box score, right? You know you've had a good day at the yard.
Oh yeah, feels good, and you know, she'll want to carry that into tomorrow. I mean, a doubleheader coming off a day like this, really Middle Tennessee's entire lineup. You know, when you have an opening game like this, just nothing but good vibes heading into the rest of the weekend.
The 1-2. Grounded to second. Woodard up with it and the flip to first for the final out of the inning. So MTSU leads by 6 as we head to the bottom of 7th as they look to stage a comeback.
Nice adjustment there from Dorr. Just getting that one hard and getting on base. So now we'll see if Watley can do the same thing. Good to see her in this game, get an appearance at the plate. We'll see what she can make of it.
She will pinch hit here for Savannah Jesse, and it appears that Layla Amon's day is done in the circle. She will exit this game, but what a day it was for Amon. She held this Flames offense to just 2 runs, only 1 earned over 6 innings of work. She will exit this game. MTSU will have a new pitcher when we come back. MTSU is going to the bullpen. Layla Amon's day is done. She allowed just 1 earned run over 6 innings, is responsible for Paige Dorr at first base. And MTSU is going to the bullpen. Mary Martinez coming in. She has been the firewoman for this team this season, leading MTSU in relief appearances. She has had 7 scoreless outings this year, and looking to slam the door shut here on a ranked win for MTSU to begin this critical series. She will face the pinch hitter Savannah Watley here with a runner on first base.
Yeah, and Mary's got some great movement on her balls. You know, she's mostly downward with the way that her pitches move, and you know, because of that, there's a lot of ground balls that occur, and right now that's what you want. You want to get the ball on the ground, keep it out of the air, keep those big plays from happening.
So Watley's ready, Martinez is ready, and the first pitch for Martinez misses off the plate, or caught the corner rather. Martinez missing upstairs, and Tepe over to talk to the junior out of Kingwood, Texas.
Her head coach said that she's also extremely calm. That's what makes her so good in relief.
Watley sends the bunt foul. And you need to be in these situations because it's easy for your heart rate to get up in a big spot like this.
Yeah, even though you do have a 6-run lead, there's always, you know, there's a reason why you're coming in relief. Your Liberty's obviously caught some fire at the plate right now, and you don't want to be the one who opens the door for them to really make this a tight game. So, yeah, there's going to be some nerves, but she's been so skilled in just staying collected. That's why her head coach trusts her in this position.
Martinez looking for the strikeout. Count evens up to Savannah Watley, the starting shortstop for this Flames team. Got most of the day off today with Byram making the start at short. Two here for Martinez, and Watley stays alive. Just 21 strikeouts and 48 innings of work this year for Mary Martinez. A big spot here, trying to get out of the inning and pick up a ranked win for MTSU. 3-2 now. Some positive words of affirmation there from the MTSU infield. This MTSU team has largely played a flawless game today. 3-2. Foul down the left field line. Want giving it a look. And the catch is made. Pendergrast ranging deep into foul territory makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, great play, great out there. You saw her approach the wall a little bit tentatively. You never like to slam into the bullpen, especially when the door's swinging wide open, but nice job taking the hit and making a much needed play there. Because now, you know, Noah, you're in position where you could get a double play to end this thing.
A miss outside by Martinez. This MTSU team with 1 ranked win already this season, taking down number 19 Mississippi State back in the middle of March, looking for a second here And that'll hurt there for Hinault. Fouled that off the foot.
Yeah, it never feels good as you have the trainer coming out to have a quick talk with her. Off the knee, that's even worse.
So Hinault being attended to there by the training staff for the Flames. She came into this game and had a leadoff double in the 6th inning, would then come around to score the first run of the game for Liberty. Stayed in at 3rd, second plate appearance here, trying to walk it off. It looks like she will indeed stay in this game. I always wonder in these situations, how does the long layoff affect the next pitch for Mary Martinez? Flames trying to mount a rally here in the 7th. And Hinault's ahead in the count 2-1.
Yeah, lots of room to work if you are Martinez, just considering the position that you're in. You know, still the same kind of approach that you saw with Eamon. You know you have the freedom to work.
Hinault makes some good contact, but it's fouled. Much like we talked about earlier on for Eamon, with the big lead here, it allows you to go right after these Liberty hitters instead of nibbling around the corners, which can get you in trouble.
Yeah, you can attack them the way that you want to. You can really take advantage of the way that you have scouted this lineup, and you don't feel like you kind of have to dance around, be a little bit more cautious than you normally would be. You can just straight up execute.
That'll miss outside. 3-2. MTSU a double play depth in the middle. Corners are pinched. Mary Martinez in relief of Layla Eamon, who went 6 innings. Gave up just 1 earned run against this Flames offense. Hinault sky high pop up into center. Medlock camps underneath it for the 2nd out of the inning. And MTSU is an out away from another ranked win.
Great appearance there, great at-bat there for Martinez. Again, just forcing her hitter to battle. And then coming away with the out. And now you do have your leadoff hitter that you're trying to shut down to win this game, but just take a deep breath. So you got room to work.
A strike there for Martinez to the ever-dangerous Savannah Woodard. Extended her hitting streak to 8 in the 6th, would score the 2nd run of the inning. It was an unearned run off of Eamon. Trying to keep this game alive for the Flames. That'll miss off the plate. Paige Dorr at first right now for Liberty after the leadoff single. MTSU just an out away from a 2nd ranked win of the year. The 1-1, 2-1.
Yeah, winning a game like this, it sends a message to the rest of the conference. Number one, that Liberty is beatable in conference play. They're not this, daunting object anymore that they were when they were undefeated in conference play. But then at the same time, it says, hey, we might be 7th in CUSA right now, but we can do some pretty special things, and I think that they can have a pretty special back half of this season, Noah. I mean, when you look at the way like Jana Want has played in this game today, just the home runs and the great defensive play as well. And I think just top to bottom, these at-bats from Middle Tennessee have been so impressive. We kind of overstated it today, but the patience, you really can't amplify that enough, how important it is to make pitchers work the way they force them to.
2-2 pitch will miss inside. Yeah, I think those are great points because this is an MTSU team that came in having won 4 games in a row. If you're able to hang on and be 5 wins, you feel like you'd have some momentum at your back heading into the 2 games tomorrow. Here's the 3-2. And Liberty still with life here in the 7th. Woodard walks. And now Rachel Roop heads to the plate, and do you consider just putting her on base?
That's a great question, Noah, and I would definitely consider it. With the way that she swung the bat today and how hot she is at the plate, you can never discount her from doing something special.
It looks like they will pitch to Roop. That pitch called off the corner. And I think part of probably what goes into that decision-making process is you're up by 5 here, so you don't want to give Liberty the chance at the bigger inning, but I wouldn't want to pitch to Rachel Roop right now.
No, I agree, but at the same time, you're 1 out away from securing this victory. I think put some trust in your pitchers and your defense right now. You've had such a great day. Let's just finish it out. It might be Rachel Roop, the hottest hitter in the entire conference, but you trust what your team can do.
See Blevins go out there to calm down Mary Martinez, who has had a couple of close pitches just called off the plate. We've talked about the outside part of that plate to the right-handed batter has been a little unfriendly today. And Martinez learning that lesson, and now a dangerous pitch here and a hitter's count to one of the best hitters in Conference USA. And that one caught the inside corner. Perfect plate execution right there from Martinez. Roop 2 for 3 today, a couple of doubles, had the RBI double back in the 6th. Bounces it. And if Roop is able to reach, it would be Carrasquillo who would bat next. The 3-1. And that feels a little bit like a intentional, non-intentional walk there as Roop heads to first. So the bases loaded here and still plenty of intrigue in this game.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt about that one, Noah. I mean, when you're approaching Roop, you don't want to leave anything that could possibly hang over the plate. Give her the chance to send one out of here. So, you know, you're not intentionally walking, but you're also not trying to get anywhere near a zone where she's going to take full advantage of a pitch.
First pitch misses to Alexia Carrasquillo, the freshman out of Claremont, Florida. Came into today, .414 hitter with 4 home runs and 14 RBIs. Reached on an error back in the 6th. Carrasquillo off the end of the bat. That one's dipping, and what a play in center field! Medlock secures the final out, and MTSU fires the shot heard around Conference USA. The Lady Raiders handing Liberty their first Conference USA loss, and Medlock with an outstanding play to end this game.
And what a way to go out in this game. I mean, Lexi Medlock, the Murfreesboro product, the hometown kid, grew up going to Middle Tennessee games. I'm sure this one tastes extra sweet as they hand Liberty their first conference loss. What a body of work from this team today.
MTSU picks up their 2nd ranked win of the year, and in the process, ending the Flames' unbeaten